Welcome to the Corona Cero Post Show, and what a show it's going to be. An epic event here. Ngami here, Aotearoa. Thank you, New Zealand, for having us. We have loved our time over here. Stop number 4 of the Championship Tour, taking us to a high-performance left-hander. We got quality conditions on the 2 last days of the event window, and we saw the performance levels go to a whole new place. We have 2 very deserving winners and great stories unfolding here today. Ronnie Blakey, Jesse Starling, Richie Lovett, Jesse, epic finals. Great job on the call.
Oh, thanks so much. It was such a honour, really, to see Carissa do what she did in that final. Sawyer put up an incredible fight, but I just feel like the storylines that went down today, they feel just right. I feel like that's exactly how it was going to play out, and Joe nailed it perfectly. Actually, at the end of that, he said, feels right having a goofy footer win, at least one goofy footer win on this left-hander. So Italo just surfing incredibly well as well.
Absolutely, Rich. Pretty emotional moment when Carissa hit the beach.
Yeah, that was a really special moment. You know, that's obviously the win that she's been wanting to get coming back to the tour. Just saying, she didn't know whether that moment was ever going to happen for her again. And this year it's been a bit stop-start. You know, the results haven't really come, but yeah, to get the win here, super special. She got her very first win here. So to do it now, again, I guess, shall we say, towards the end of her career? I don't think so. She's looking as good as ever. I hope she stays around for a long time.
Absolutely. Well, this crowd has been incredible. They're waiting out there right now for Joseph Pell to hand over some trophies. Take it away, Joey.
Thank you, Ronnie. Kia ora. Hi, everybody. You guys are absolutely incredible. Thanks so much for coming down for a historical day in professional surfing right here in New Zealand for the first time in many years. This is absolutely incredible. Thanks so much for having us. I'd like to firstly acknowledge the Tainui people as the traditional custodians of the Whangaroa region and their ongoing connection to the land and waterways that we're on today. We thank them for welcoming us to their whenua and pay our respects to the Tainui people and their elders, past and present. Thank you so much, you guys. You guys have been incredibly kind and welcoming to us, coming here as we celebrate 50 years of the World Tour. Believe it or not, the first stop back in 1976 was up in Piha. That was won by Michael Peterson. It makes sense that we came back and all the great history when Paige Harrod was representing you all on tour. And we had all those great events in Taranaki, but the first ever here at Manu Bay. We're so thrilled. This is the official awards presentation for the Corona Cero New Zealand Pro presented by Bonsoy, the 4th stop of the World Surf League Championship Tour. To have a performance left like this means a lot. And the showcase that we saw the last couple of days basically speaks for itself. We got our first perfect 10 of the season out here at Manu Bay yesterday by Yago Dora. That was incredible, and some of the highest combined heat totals we've had of the entire season. It all came together for a sunny and beautiful, pumping finals day. Big shout out to Billy Stearman. Wow, thanks for hosting us so well and your local community. You've been an absolute legend. How about Alani Morse, too, representing the locals here, just 15 years of age, surfing in the main event. New Zealand surfing's in really good hands. Big shout out to Tommy Butland as well from Taranaki, representing his country really well in the main event. A sincere thank you goes out to New Zealand government and the Honourable Louise Upston, Minister for Tourism and Hospitality. And the event has been made possible thanks to the New Zealand Government Events Attraction Package. Big thank you to Corona Cero, our title sponsor for this event, as well as Bonsoy, our presenting partner. And also want a big thanks to all of our event partners that make it possible. Big shout out to Red Bull, Yeti, Surfline, IC, Apple Watch, True Surf, Waikato District Council, Backdoor, realestate.co.nz, Raglan Roast, Lexus, MediaWorks, and GoMedi. Put your hands together for all this great support we have here in New Zealand. Big special thank you to local hero Raglan icon, Daniel Cariopa, DK. Thanks for all of you done for us. Thank you as well to Ben Kennings and the team from Surfing New Zealand and the Poi Hakena, Marai, Mana Whenua, and the Mana Kuapua, the Maori board riders, the Point board riders, the Christian surfers, and also the local community and the surfers who share this incredible place with us. Big thanks to all the fans, all the ones in person here and all the ones at home around the world on the live broadcast. Got some great people that make a big impact on professional surfing and this great event. Put your hands together for Scotty Hargrave, Senior Vice President of the WSL APAC. Love your work, Scotty. Thanks so much. Right next to him, Renato Hickel, one of the longest serving members of Pro Surfing, WSL Vice President of Tours and Competition. Well done. Muito obrigado. Also next to him, Jim Wilson, founder and owner of Bonsoy. Love your company, Jim, and love your dedication for the sport of surfing as well. And also right here, Sean Ellison. We've got Komatua of the Poi Hakena. Marai, please welcome Sean to say a few words. Thank you so much.
Whakarongo akau te tangi mai e te manu tuia. Tuia I runga, tuia I raro, tuia I rato, tuia I waho. Karongo te pō, karongo te ao. Te kōrero te wānanga pū, takataka pū a whio te marama hunuku te maru ahurangi. Katakota ki te hau o tū te uune, o tū te wawona. O tū te whakaputa ki te whai au, ki te ao mārama, ti he, mauri au. Nā tika ana kia tukunanga ngā mihi tuatahi ki tūnanga roa. Kia I te wāhinga roa tau whiro mai nei a tātau I te au, I te pō, te au, I te o tira rā tau te kāhui atua. Manaki nei a tātau. Kia tua ngā manaki tanga ki ringo tō tātau kuini ki ngā wai honu te pō. Rātau ko tōna whare, rire hau. Pai mā rire. Nā ngā mate tautine kai runga I a tātou, ngā mate nā kōtau pīkau mai ai ki konei, ki te take o tō tātou maungo karioi, ngā tai e nguru nei te au I te pō, tēnei te tangi atu nei ki a rātou, haere atu rā. A hoki rā, a ki a tātou e pai nei, e te tini e te mano, kei ngā mana, kei ngā tapu, kei ngā ihi, kei ngā wehi, kei ngā reo, tēnā kōtau katoa. Tēnā kōtau takahi mai ai te nuku o papatu ānuku. I runga anō I tēnei reo karanga, te tautoko, te tāwharu, te hāpai I tēnei kaupapa ki tētahi taumata ki atu. Nā ramihi atu ana kia kōtau katoa nau mai piki mai tēnā kōtau, a tēnā tātou katoa. Just on behalf of our local Tainui people, and indeed on behalf of our local community of Whaingaroa, Raglan, I just want to acknowledge everybody for making the effort to come from near and far to support this wonderful event. And I think this has been a great success. I know with the WSL, I want to acknowledge you for your efforts in meeting and so on, trying to mitigate some of the concerns of our local community. From what I've seen, everything has run really smoothly. The energy has been great, not just here but also in town. You only have to look at the faces of our young people to see the excitement on their faces. I also want to acknowledge the surfers, all of you, not just the winners, each and every one of you, for your humility and your graciousness in taking the time to have photos with our young ones, also signing autographs, doing all that sort of stuff, because it only takes a little thing like that, and it means so much to them. They'll remember this day, these days that have gone on for a long, long time. So congratulations to everybody. And I know, even though we've gone all the way to the very last day, just about to the last minute, the last second of the last day, but there's blessings in that. The blessings in that, because we've not only have we had the privilege of witnessing some fantastic surfing, you've also had that opportunity to have a little bit of downtime and to have a look around this little corner of paradise. So, ka nui te mihi kia kōtau, tēnā kōtau. I also want to just a very quick explanation of these trophies that were carved by one of our young people, Kāwharu. One of the values that you have in the WSL is about preserving the heritage of surfing. So this speaks to that. And even though we've got our point board riders and our Māori board riders here, the history of surfing goes back much, much further than that, back hundreds of years. And our ancestors, just like our relations from Hawaii and Tahiti, were also surfers. So this is in the shape of the surfboards that they once used. And the figure that is here is who we call tangaroa. And in Hawaii you call it kanaroa. But the power, the influence behind the sea, behind the oceans and everything in it is represented here. And as I said at the blessing the other day, from a Māori perspective, we would call you ngā tamariki a tangaroa, the children of tangaroa. So this is you. This is you. And just to close off, I just want to again acknowledge our Aboriginal relations, particularly those ones from Margaret River and Bells Beach that sent those beautiful taonga, those beautiful gifts that were laid on the marae at the pōwhiri. What we would call, we refer to that as a he whakaaro rangatira, a noble thought, a noble gesture. And I know that we here, Manu Bay, Waikiri, Whaingaroa, Raglan, we're very much teina, we're very much younger brother or sister in terms of the whole circuit. So we want to acknowledge that gift, and we have some taonga here that we would like you to take back to the whānau at Margaret River and at Bells Beach to give back to the people in recognition of the token that they sent to us. But we also want to acknowledge it in terms of the continuity. And we also, those two on the far side, we want to hand on to the next, your next hosts in El Salvador, Central America. So one of our great navigators, who's well known right throughout the Pacific, is known as Maui. The whole North Island of the country is called Hika Maui, the great fish of Maui. And so in our tradition, some of our traditions, Maui came from the west. And so these ones that are going back to the west, to Te Pāpaka Maui, the great crab of Maui, to Whenua Moiao, the land of the dreaming, we're calling them Maui ki te uru, Maui in the west. And those ones that will carry on to El Salvador and to our whānau, our new whānau, from South America, from wherever you come from. Maui ki te rawhiti. So Maui in the east. Because we all come from the same ocean, we all come from the same planet. We are whānau, we are family. So thank you once again for coming. I think my 2 minutes is up. Thank you once more again for coming, and might I be presumptuous enough to say we see you next year. So we just want to close off with a haka. All you kids, all our whānau from Aotearoa, from New Zealand, if you can join in, we're going to do the haka to honour our guests. Ana mai kunga. Kia mau.
Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much, Sean. That was magic. Thank you for the warm welcome. We feel that sincerely. Whew, feeling that beautiful energy and that love. Thank you so much to set us up so well for the presentation and our champions, our finalists that went all the way to finals day here at Manu Bay. Let's pass out these beautiful trophies with deep storylines carved into them from the local wood. Let's now hear it for a runner-up in the Women's Corona Cero New Zealand Pro, presented by Bonsoy. 20 years of age, a proud goofy foot representing big time, her third final appearance of her career. Let's hear it for Sawyer Lindblad. The saw blade came out big time. What a role you had on the way to your final. Being a proud goofy foot, obviously looking forward to this stop on the calendar. To get to surf against one of your heroes in pumping conditions, the best waves we had all week in that final, to drop a 9 and do your best surfing. How can you put that experience into words right now?
Yeah, it was a really good day. I'm just really grateful that we had such amazing conditions to end this event. It's been a long couple weeks. I feel like I've been here for a really long time, but it's been really nice, and I love this country. Everyone is so nice, and I've really enjoyed my time here in New Zealand.
And also the role that you've been on, Sawyer, has been electric. Back-to-back semifinals and then to a final. Things are just going up. Is this the best you've ever felt in your career?
Yeah, I think so. It's been a good start to the year, and I'm really excited for the rest of the year, too. I feel like my time is definitely coming soon, and I'm just very blessed.
Congratulations. Enjoy the moment.
Thank you.
Sawyer Lindblad, runner-up here at Manu Bay. Now, this man's been working extra hard. Remember, he made the top 5 in the world in his rookie season on tour. Had to work incredibly hard to come back. Obviously deserving his spot on the championship tour, making the big final. Let's put your hands together for your runner-up of the Corona Cero New Zealand Pro, presented by Bonsoy, Australia's Morgan Ciblic. First time we've seen someone this year go all the way from round 1 into the final. It was impressive to see you grow round by round, from dealing with local legend Billy Stearman to Ethan Ewing, who won the last event, your buzzer beater against Rio Waida, a best friend with Liam O'Brien. I mean, Griffin Colapinto this morning. What a road to that final that you took on. How do you look back on it all right now?
I mean, I'm just so grateful to be here. It's been a beautiful experience. The past 2 weeks has been epic. Just such a good country and so much to do and see here. So even when there was no waves, it was epic just to kind of hang out and explore and look around and, I don't know, just stay present. It felt like it was easy to do that with just so much to do. And, I don't know, it's like just an epic experience, and we were blessed with great waves today and an epic final. It's always hard to compete against Italo when he's in that kind of mode and he's flying through the sky. So I don't know, I was just praying for another big set, and I didn't get the opportunity in the end, and that's just how it goes. So still grateful and stoked to be here.
Morgan, from that year where you finished in the final 5, fell off tour, and then all those years you're like a couple heats away and you have to start from scratch again. To see where you're standing right now today on a podium once again, what does that mean to you?
Oh, it means the world. I've put in so much work over the past couple of years, and just really want to get back here, and just, haven't really been performing in the jersey, and I don't know. I guess this just proves to myself that I'm back, and I'm just going to try to stay here and hopefully put up a few more good performances this year, and over the moon. Congratulations,
Morgs.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks everyone for coming down and supporting. It's been an epic week, and thanks to my girlfriend at home, all my friends and family at home, and just the finalists. So it was an epic day, and everybody who surfed today, and can't wait for next year.
Morgan Ciblic, runner-up, doing a great job, and definitely out of round 1, moving forward into El Salvador. Great job. Well, this woman is incredible, a superhero in our sport. Took some time off to grow her beautiful family who are all right here with us today. And we all got to witness greatness. You know, the time might change the tour, but greatness will always rise. Everybody, let's give it up for a 5-time world champion and your champion of the Corona Cero New Zealand Pro, presented by Bonsoy, Carissa Moore. '29 championship tour wins. You want to hold that trophy up real quick? Carissa Moore. You've got a special relationship with the ocean and people and culture. And, you know, going back to your win when you were 17 to looking what you've done now in this beautiful part of the world, you ever feel like the ocean just kind of is smiling down on you when you paddle out?
I definitely felt it today. And this place has held a special place in my heart for a really long time. You know, my experience here in 2010 changed my whole perspective of my career and what success looked like and how I wanted to live. And so I just want to say a big mahalo to the community here at in Taranaki, but also here, and how you all have showed up every single day. I mean, the love and the energy and the mana in this place is indescribable and something I will remember for the rest of my life.
I was in the crowd and I met Bumble and the crew from Taranaki that were there, that you supported to come visit you in Hawaii from way back in the day. That connection was powerful. The love that they shared for you and how much it meant for them, for you to open your doors as well. And to see that come full circle moment as your dad's a grandfather now, your baby girl got to see it come true. This definitely feels like your extended family.
I mean, there's so many full circle moments for me at this event. I mean, having my daughter and my husband, my dad here. I haven't won an event with him in a really long time. And it's funny, this year started off very similar to my year in 2010, kind of finding my feet, not feeling very confident. And then coming here felt like returning home. And I don't know, it just felt like, okay, it's just believe in yourself and trust your skills and believe that it's going to work out. And I'm so, so grateful that it did.
I love how you've opened up this year to be how brave and be courage to come back to this scene. You know, the tour could feel like it's running off without you. And to go, I'm coming back, I want to do this. To post after losses saying, I don't like to lose. And to have to reset every time. And to come here to this moment after your longtime rival, Steph Gilmore, won on the Gold Coast, and now passing the torch to you. What does that mean for your dedication to the tour and also validating your reasons to come back?
Oh my gosh, this is seriously a dream come true. I mean, watching Steph was such an inspiration. And then, I mean, I doubted that I could do this again, that I would ever get this feeling to stand in front of a crowd and score nines and be able to surf at a high level is like, that's... emotional. I'm a mom. But no, this is for the moms, and that never stop dreaming if you want to. And I know it takes a village. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my incredible husband. You know, I look at him and he was super happy at home the last 2 years. And then I told him, let's do it again. He's like, all right, we're doing it. We're going to do it as a family. And I love you so much with my whole heart. And my daughter has given me a strength that I didn't even know I had. So a huge thank you to the both of them.
Massive inspiration, Carissa. We can't thank you enough for all you do as a human being and for the sport of surfing. Congratulations. You're on top of the world.
Thank you so much. Thanks, you guys.
Carissa Moore taking out her 29th career event win, just like she started off in her rookie season here in New Zealand. Congratulations. Well, this man worked so hard, maybe harder than anybody on tour. His last win was over a year ago in Abu Dhabi. Joining forces with Leandro Dora, now back on top of the podium. Let's put your hands together for a world champion and the champion of the Corona Cero New Zealand Pro, presented by Bonsoy, Italo Ferreira. Parabéns! Italo, you've won a lot around the world. You're a world champ, an Olympic gold medalist, but the fight that you bring each and every year, just there's something brand new about it. How did you go all the way to finals day through a lot of lay days and a lot of really tough competition, including the reigning world champ, Yago Dor, and also Morgan Cibilic in the final?
Yeah, that was incredible last 14 days, I think. Even like one of the days that we didn't have waves, it was pretty fun driving around, find some new places, find some new beach to surf, and has been so nice, you know. It's a long journey, you know, and then I was like 2 months, and then I'm missing my wife, my little baby, but the first thing first, I want to say congrats, Carissa. I know how hard it is to be a mom. Because I'm living right now with the baby, and Sophia, she's doing an incredible job, and I know how hard it is. So thank you for everything that you're doing, especially for your babe, for your husband, and this is incredible. Mama's power, it's incredible. Yeah. And then I was like, when you were back home after the hospital, I was like, and she was like, with a lot of like pain and without sleeping, and she's like take care of the kid like with a lot of like energy, and I was like, oh my God. And I never seen like love like that, you know. And then that baby showed me the real love, you know. And it was like give me a lot of power, you know, to continue to do my history, like to do the best, to be the best. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna travel by myself, and then I'm gonna try to go big. It's just for the kid. It's just for my wife, for my family, my new history, you know. And then it's incredible. And then I just want to say thank you again, God, for like everything, all the opportunity, and then to keep going, like doing this for the rest of my life, I hope. And then, but I knew that it's a long journey till the end. You know, this year it's so long. And then it's just my first win this year, so I hope that I can continue doing that. And then just want to say thank you, Leandro, too. We just started to do a nice work together. All my team, too, Buchecha and Mateus, on the last couple of weeks have been so fun. You know, a lot of fights, too, at the house. But it's so fun, you know, when you have, like, real friends around, you know, and make it happen. And then I just want to say congrats to Sawyer and Morgan. You guys do a great job, great performance, and thank you again, WSL, for everything that you guys has been doing for us. I knew on the last couple of days has been hard, you know, with the ocean, but today we have real waves, and it was super fun. And then, and the last thing, I just want to say thank you all the local guys. Yeah, you guys have been so welcome. Thank you so much. I hope I can see you guys next year, and then we can put a show again. And all the Brazilians for sure. Thanks for the energy. Yeah, appreciate that.
Congratulations, Italo, a worthy champion. And by the way, you're world number one moving forward. How does that feel?
That was incredible. Yeah, for sure. Back to the top. But I knew, that's what I said before. It's a long journey, you know, and that's a lot of work to do. So let's keep going, Leandro. That's a long journey.
Parabéns. Enjoy the moment. Monstro, dad power as well. Mom power. What an event. Thanks so much to all the locals for supporting this. You guys made this extra incredible. We're going to continue the party on the Corona Cero Post Show. I'll pass it back to you, Ronnie. Thanks so much, you guys.
Thank you, Joe, and congratulations to our finalists, our winners, absolute champions. Great speeches from everyone. And obviously everyone really loving their time here at the Corona Cero New Zealand Pro, presented by Bonsoy. Some special moments unfolding now down on the main stage in front of this magic crowd who've really, I think, helped elevate the performances of the world's best here at stop number 4. There's a lot to break down. Obviously, a real springboard for Italo to the top of the rankings now. Amazing. He's going to be in the yellow jersey for the first time since last season. He had a magic start to the 2025 season. He kind of did well to keep himself in contention for a world title at the end of the season. But, yeah, that was an important move for him, a big heat win, a big final win.
I really feel like it just speaks to that this year's going to look so much different to what we've seen over the last few years. Now that the cut is gone, we have a full season. The rankings have changed, other than Gabby keeping it for 2 events, every single stop. So I just feel like now that Italo's at the top of the rankings, he mentioned it's a long journey. We're probably going to see it change a couple more times, but what a day, what a moment for not just surfing, but New Zealand as well. How cool to finish an incredible event here for the first time ever.
Yeah, it was amazing stuff. And Italo made a huge jump to the number 1 position. Morgan made an important jump. 3/17 through the first 3 events, Rich, and a second-place finish. It's going to see him make a huge climb. But let's have a look at the numbers for the final. They were so impressive. As we see the bracket here, Morgan Ciblic put up solid scores. In fact, both the runner-ups today put up 9s, and it is huge. Just Italo too strong with those big airs.
Yeah, that's how you want the finals to go, whether it's the men or the women. You want both competitors to really put in their best performance and put their best foot forward, and that's exactly what happened. And unfortunately for Morgan, he just got outsurfed today. Italo was on fire. He was on another level, just all that innovation and flair. We knew on the forehand he was going to bring it all. And he's one of the most high-flying surfers we have on the tour, one of the most energetic surfers that we have on the tour. And he's obviously been kind of working with Leandro as well, just to kind of tidy up that power and that rail game, which we saw through the week, which I actually really, really enjoyed, because it sort of settled him a little bit. And the surfing is actually improving. It's gone to another level. So really cool. Back in the yellow jersey. Interesting that the 3 Brazilians have changed hands with the yellow jersey on the men's side this year.
Yeah, tough road too. Came through Miguel Pupo, who looked great on the forehand as well. Won the first event of the season. Then came up against Iago Dora, who obviously has been the form surfer here at stop number 4. But Morgan Ciblic, no, he just came to play today. Big numbers in his semi-final heat to get the jumper on Griffin, and also dropped big scores on Italo early in the final.
He even said in his speech just then, it's hard to come up against Italo when he's in that form and he's doing 3 airs on one wave multiple times in a heat as well. So Morgs surfs so incredibly well, and I love that see that Morgs is back in this form as well. But Italo, there was one wave in particular in the final that was just mind-blowing. 2 big airs right at the start of the wave, and that was one of the many times he went excellent, and then would come through this inside and throw the fins as the rocks were starting to show its head too. So it's pretty cool that Italo is give it all no matter what.
Yeah, just so creative, isn't he? And like you said, willing to put it on the line on those opening manoeuvres, and it's that degree of difficulty and that commitment to it at the start of the ride that the judges, they dine out on it. They absolutely love it. You know, this is modern day pro surfing, and it requires a modern approach, and that's exactly what Italo did today. You know, the most complete surfer in the world, and will get the world title is the one that can do everything. And it feels like that Italo's really sinking into that mode.
Yeah, you know, he did a lot of rotations. There was a lot of fin release there, but you're right, there was variety in the way he approached those sections, and you kind of needed it here because as this wave bends into Manu Bay, it does have different sections. So I just think he had those moves, and even though Morgan, you know, powered his way to an 8.8 in the final, if someone's throwing it all on the line in those bigger first sections on the outside, the way Italo did, it's going to be hard if you're not taking to the air.
Oh, absolutely. And Morgs, he needed one last wave. It was actually less than his highest score was what he ended up requiring. And a wave came through at the dying stages and it just fizzled out underneath him. So the ocean, I felt like, had a hand in that last dying stages to that heat as well. But Italo just kept getting better every single air he went for. There was one he went for right at the end, or it was the highest one. So even with a 9 and an 8, he was still looking to progress and get better. So Italo, a really deserving winner.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was on edge power surfing on the backhand from Morgan, and he knew he had to push it. But like you said, just didn't get that quality wave, that buzzer beater moment that he found in the quarterfinals earlier on. Let's have a look at Carissa Moore's incredible run to her 29th championship tour victory. Can you believe it? She is trying to maintain pace with Stephanie Gilmore, the most winning surfer on the CT. But there is no easy heat. But, you know, Carissa, she had a really difficult draw. Caroline Marks, you'd think on these long-running lefts would be a really tough opponent to overcome. But it has to be said, you know, Joe mentioned it, the ocean was loving on Carissa Moore here. She probably had the cleanest condition across the entire event than any other surfer on the men's and women's side.
Every single time she paddled out, the wind went offshore and the swell picked up. Like, without a doubt, every single heat. And Carissa just had this undeniable connection with the ocean here. I mean, and just where she was placing her turns, it was more critical than what we were seeing as well. But the fact that she has to learn to compete and come in and switch off and be mum, it is a whole different other ballpark here.
Is Elena the most switched on baby ever at a competition site? She knew when to clap. She knew when to throw the high fives out. She knew her mum was on an absolute heater through this draw. The way she was squaring up, Rich, was always going to be hard for any other competitor in the draw to match. She just seemed to have a lot more power and was laying down the biggest turns of the comp.
Yeah, and her turns, when she was doing them, they had so much impact and force, displacing a ton of water every single time. The positioning of the manoeuvres more so as well. Just done in the most accurate part of the wave and executed with precision again. And she just found wave after wave. I mean, in the semi-final, she had like 3 9s. So it was incredible stuff.
You know, sometimes you get to a championship tour event, you grind your way through heats in tricky conditions. This has been a surf trip for Carissa Moore to Manu Bay. She absolutely loved her time in that lineup. She had a number of excellent rides. She had the highest scoring heats of the event, and this is such a special moment. Getting chaired to the podium with her baby in her arms, and like she said, you know, she's here to inspire mothers all over the world, and she's certainly done that. And yeah, there's a lot of tears on stage and
Oh my goodness.
in the booth as well.
Yeah,
Oh my
we were
goodness.
hopeless. We were trying to hold it together as well. It's special stuff, but you got to give credit to Sawyer Lindblad. That total heat for the final, that was huge. That probably would have wiped out majority of other heat totals through the entire event. So she really stood up in the final, but Carissa was just too good, and what a way to win.
Yeah, Sawyer's closing in on that main victory for sure. The way she performed in these last 3 events has her right up there at the top end of the rankings. Let's have a look at them now, because there was obviously a huge leap for Carissa. As we see there, climbing up into the top 10. She'd had a tough run at this season. But yeah, it is super impressive. Sawyer, she just continues to make her way up the ladder.
Yeah, sitting there in number 5th position. Great stuff. And Gabby, Bryan, Luana and Molly still in the top 3, just holding position there. But, you know, we're going to see things move around a bit when everything else gets adjusted, I believe.
Yeah, we sure are. Yeah, it is going to be so interesting to see the surfers back on a right-hander over there in El Salvador as well, because this event has, I think, definitely given us a refreshing look at who's got form on the backhand, who's got the forehand for the goofy footers to match the backhand attack as well.
And even a couple of big names that went down early. I mean, Erin Brooks was such a front runner for this event, and she had so many shades of greatness. And I feel like she's started to get frustrated with a couple of results now, and I feel like Erin actually surfs really well when she's frustrated. So going into El Salvador, she's back on her back end, which we know is really good form, and I feel like that's going to be a great event for her. She's got some room to climb as well. Similar on the women's side, we're going to see these rankings change so much this year, so a lot of back and forth between that yellow jersey already on the women's side too.
Yeah, it's been trading places on the men's side as well. Let's bring up the men's ranking now. After stop number 4, Italo has jumped into that number 1 position, but look how compressed those points tallies are at the top end of the tour.
Yeah, the numbers are super tight, aren't they? So Italo, he wrestled the yellow jersey back off Gabriel Medina. Miguel Pupo holding strong. He's had that win there at Bells. And Gabriel in number 3. Don't worry about that. He's going to pounce again. No doubt about it. Yago, what an amazing top 5. George Pitter hanging on to that 5th position with that win over at Margaret River, and Ethan Ewing as well with another win. So, mate, we have got an incredible world title battle heating up already, and we're only 4 events in.
Yeah, what's interesting on the men's side is you've got a few surfers who've ascended ahead of competitors that have won events this year. So the consistency there is there for Iago. It's there for Gabriel Medina. And if they break through and get a victory, they're going to be hard to stop.
Even Felipe Toledo sitting down in 10th. Sammy Pupo has been incredible this year. I know he didn't have a good result here, but now that we're going back to a right-hander, I just see guys like him doing that as well and being so consistent this year, and adding new names into that world title race is really fun as well. I'm sure George Pitar is shocked that he's in a world title race this early into the season. So very Brazilian heavy, that top 10, but they've just been so outstanding so far this season.
They bring it. They bring the big performances when it matters, and they have those huge clutch moments as well on the men's side. Let's have a look at the Surfboard Empire Shaper rankings presented by Vaya. Obviously, Darren Hanley, he dominated at stop 3 on the Gold Coast. He had finalists all over the place, but Matt Biolos has got his place back at the top of the table here, Rich.
Oh, mate, he has been so dominant in this series over the last couple of years, and he's back on top now. Courtesy of, wow, he is, especially on the women's side, it was littered with Matt Biola's boards. So we know that they take the top 2 finishers from the men and women's side, and only the top 2 for each brand. So it gives everyone a bit of a chance, but great to see Timmy Patterson getting a win there with Italo as well.
Yeah, and Italo riding the board of a local shaper as well, which is really cool. So leaning into Timmy Patterson's man down here in New Zealand, which is fantastic to see. The board looked fantastic. He got a victory, and that's going to help Timmy's chances in the back half of the year. But the next event, we mentioned it before, super interesting. We're going from a high performance left straight over to El Salvador, and we can't wait to see what the world's best bring to those long-running right-handers.
Punta Roca welcoming the best in the world. An absolute masterclass. El Salvador. You gotta watch out for Mama Roca here, the lurking monster underneath. Hopping over a big rock. Everybody is losing it. It's one of the most hi-fi waves on tour.
Surf City, El Salvador, presented by Corona Cero. It kicks off June 5, and that is the next stop. So a brief break for the competitors, but obviously they've got some distance to travel. A few I know are going to head home for a bit of a reboot. I'm sure that Italo is going to want to get home and see his wife, his son Martin, who would have been watching the event unfold today.
Yeah, and just share that moment. I think a lot of people will take a quick moment at home. I know Sawyer is going home for a little while. Carissa got a brief moment at home before coming here. So I feel like a lot of people will take a moment just to, regroup, maybe swap out some boards and then head straight to El Salvador, which it looks like the funnest wave over there.
Yeah, it's given us some great moments, hasn't it, Rich, over the last few years. And it always is an interesting one because, you start the season down there at Bells Beach. It can be a tricky wave. Margaret River presents a different challenge. The Gold Coast, we had that firing. Backhand here, it's been a good mix-up of lefts and rights so far.
Yeah, it definitely has. And that right-hand point at Punta Roca, it is so rippable. It's kind of like where we talked about this was like a couple of versions of the lowers left all joined together. That's kind of the lowers right, and about 4 or 5 of them joined together. So we've seen incredible stuff. And just in that package there, and seeing some of the goofy footers like Iago take to the air, where they are equally as strong, in my opinion, in the air on the backhand as they are on the forehand. It's going to be really cool to see what they do.
All right, let's have a look at the highlights from a magic event here. The Corona Cero New Zealand Pro presented by Bonsoy. Top 5 moments starting at number 5. We got to give massive props to the crowds down here. Kia ora from Raglan. They turned out in force, whether the waves were marginal and the surfers were grinding their way through heats. They were here in force, and they really turned up big time these last 2 days.
Yeah, we had buses coming in and out from town, and I'm pretty sure we hit our max capacity of people every single day. But Raglan, Manu Bay, it really is the perfect amphitheatre for surfing. You can park up, watch the best in the world do it, and there was kids running around getting signatures for hours. We love it here at Raglan.
Coming in at number 4, and there was plenty of these throughout the contest, but big final exchanges right on the cusp of the hooter blowing. And it was Jack Robinson up against Cowley Vast coming in at number 4. Clutch moment for Jack, trying to turn his year around, and Cowley dropping a 9 in the final exchange as well.
Yeah, so Cowley actually got the highest number of this heat, but he didn't get away with the win. It was Jack Robbo who got it done. But you're right, mate. We saw so many heats that would come down at this last minute, a clutch, and our surfers just performing time and time again under pressure, which is great signs. Means everyone's all switched on and ready to attack, and I love that style of surfing.
And Jack finding some form on the backhand, that'll give him a lot of confidence when he gets back on that lethal forehand over there at stop number 5. Kelly Vass also performing well. Coming in at number 3, this guy, he set the point on fire yesterday, a perfect 10-point ride in a clutch moment. This was incredible to watch.
The first perfect 10 of the season, crazy clean, full rotation into that layback was one of the best combinations I've ever seen with my own 2 eyes. And then went down the rest of the point and just tied together what was a combination of beautiful, beautiful surfing. And I don't know if anyone got as creative as what we saw Yago do this event. And I love that he's taken home the first 10 of the season here.
Yeah, amazing stuff. Coming in at number 2, it is the champion of the Corona Cero New Zealand Pro, presented by Bonsoy, Italo. He gave us so many big airs. He was actually launching big time before the event got underway. He was one of the standouts in the free surfing sessions. We highlighted that, and he just continued that magic free-flowing form as he ran through the contest to the win.
Yeah, he was on an absolute heater on finals day, so energised, and can't believe he didn't even eat anything today. Imagine what he would have done if he had some brekkie. But this is amazing stuff from Italo. Obviously, incredibly grateful, and as you said, Ronnie, just so good in the lead-up, but it was the variety. We had dinner conversations every night talking about, was it going to be the natural footers, was it going to be the goofy footers that got it done? And on the men's side, hard to compete against this front side attack where you can really open up your full bag of tricks. And Italo just, dedicating the win to his baby and wife at home, and really consumed by the energy of this place, and he's carried it all week long.
Yeah, an amazing moment, but I don't think anything could top this. Carissa Moore has made her championship tour return this year, and it hasn't really gone to plan. She's so used to getting to the later stages of CT events and challenging for victories. She's had some tough losses in the first 3 events of the season, but just came to this event carrying magic memories from her last trip to New Zealand, and or her first trip to New Zealand, I should say, and she just carried that magic backhand form to get herself a victory, an emotional win, Jessie.
There were so many times I almost cried today, just watching and witnessing what Carissa did, and almost similar to what we saw from Steph, kind of come out of retirement, find their feet, find her flow and her belief again. Her connection with the ocean this week was undeniable. And Carissa Moore is rewriting the script for professional athletes, not just surfers, across the world. And I've said it time and time again, it is the biggest privilege to watch what these women are doing for our sport right now.
Oh, for all of us. We absolutely love that moment. And, Rich, go on.
I was just going to say, on the women's side, 3 of the 4 events won by the veterans. So just pegging those youngsters back and just saying, hang on, just wait a little minute. We're still here to rock and roll.
Yeah, definitely. The younger guard have kind of been, very consistent through those first 4 events, but the big breakthrough moments and the results that get you world title opportunities have been amazing. I mean, there's been tears in the last 3 events because I think those veterans, I think they started to doubt it themselves, but Lakey, Victoria, Steph, emotional with her incredible performance on the Gold Coast. Carissa here, it was a pretty dominant performance from the opening heats.
Yeah, she was just incredible. So many excellent scores. Had 3 9s in her semi-final, and I think she was just as shocked as well. She'd always come in with head in her hands, and to see her have such emotional moments, especially in her poster interview, say, I never knew if I was going to get this feeling again. It's just, I honestly think just one of the coolest things in the world to see her form and just see her build momentum time and time again, and to have her first win here in her rookie season, and then to come out of retirement and have her first win here as she's come out. It really does feel like that perfect full circle moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And now we set our sights on stop number 5, the Surf City El Salvador Pro, presented by Corona Cero. We got to talk about it. Who are the favourites heading into this event, Rich? Because we've had a different winner on the men's side at every event so far, same on the women's women's?
I can see Griffin bouncing back pretty hard. He's had success down there at Sal. Can't go past the usual suspects, Ethan Ewing, Felipe Toledo, the guys that are just so strong on the forehand. And I think rinse and repeat. I think Carissa's just going to be amazing. Gabby Bryan, again, it sort of does favour that power hack, that real rail engagement on some of those open face walls down there.
So I think we're seeing that world title race sort of come to the fore when we start talking about favourites for event winners too. There's been some real consistency on both tours.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Luana Silva do really well over there as well. I think she was frustrated with her result here, and she looked good in yellow. She looked really comfortable in it as well. So I feel like Lulu's going to try and go really great in that event. And for the men's side, that top 10, it is getting so crunched, and I'd love to see Gabe Medina finally get a win this season as well.
Yeah, it's been interesting too, just watching the finalists in the last two events kind of trip up early on in the next contest. So I think there'll be a big bounce back for Ethan Ewing as well. Connor O'Leary, his backhand obviously at stop number 3 just looked unbelievable. But it all kicks off June 5. You've got to stay tuned to worldsurfleague.com because these days you can get to see the bracket pretty early on, and you can sort of have a really good think about who you think's going to power through when you're putting your fantasy teams together.
My goodness, I need some help because I had an absolute shocker over here. Like, my team was out pretty early in this event. I was like, really? That one stings a little bit, so I need to bounce back in El Salvador.
Well, that result of that is just how good pro surfing is at the moment. It's so hard to even predict who's going to win a heat because everyone is surfing so well and really, really competitive on the men's and women's side. Pro surfing is in a really good place right now. Loving it.
It sure is. For a few of us on the broadcast team, we're going to be stepping away. Jesse, you're heading to El Salvador?
I am heading to El Salvador. First time ever going to that part of the world. I think it's going to be the furthest I've ever been away from home, so I'm excited.
Well, you enjoy it. We want to say a big shout out to everyone on our broadcast team. We want to say a big shout out to Ed Sloan, well wishes for a full recovery. Also, I want to send a message to another individual who's been a big part of the medical team for WSL over the years, Chris Prosser. He's locked in a big fight at the moment. Mick Fanning, John Florence, they're raffling off a couple of boards on their Instagram at the moment. So get yourself a ticket. If you do win, they'll ship the boards to wherever you are in the world. But Chris, we're thinking of you. We've got amazing highlights from an epic time that we've had here in New Zealand. A big thank you to all the locals. We've loved our time here, and like the finalists said, we can't wait to get back. So thanks again. Enjoy the highlights, and we'll see you in El Salvador.
Kia ora. Good morning. The world's best are here to compete at Manu Bay.
Yago Dora, a nice tag through the lip, sending spray into the wind, throwing it around in reverse.
We have Alani Morse here.
To represent Kiwi flag, it's so special.
Billy Stearman, a couple of real nice turns to start with.
Stoked everyone came down, man. The sport's been unreal.
So many kids.
He's gone probably about a K.
New Zealand has a special place in my heart and will forever.
They're like our brothers and sisters from another island.
Morgs just went absolutely ballistic on this wave.
Keep it going, come on. Come on, brother, let's go. Let's go.
Looking back on yesterday, the right track on the highway.
It's a good looking wall for Robinson.
We dream awake as the world spins.
And Vast is going to try and fight his way back into this heat. This one being decided in the car park. Robinson, he pumps his fist.
It's a grindy day, a little tricky with the swirls.
Alyssa Spencer being one of the standouts as she works her way through.
Sawyer Lindblad takes out and defeats Stephanie Gilmore.
Riss riding a long one here down the sandbar here. Waikiri, Manu Bay.
Find an absolute gem there, she did.
An opportunity here for Betty Luke. There's a nice combination to get this ride started.
Very clean air. He's feeling the energy on that.
Scores in, not enough for Medina. Toledo, what a heat to get things back underway.
Rio Wader, big fan of spray on that first turn as he comes around and squares up again. PlayStation game surfing right now from Italo.
Yaga talking those spins.
Called her outside. Yeah, wow, Morgan really tagging that one on the way through.
Cole Houshman taking a look at this one.
Combination of major maneuvers there for Cole Houshman.
Things just get better and better for Miguel Pupo this year. Quarterfinals. Here comes Alyssa Spencer.
Great heat there from Sawyer Lindblad, and she continues to rise.
Betty Lou put the pressure on early and shut Molly Picklum down.
So let's try to go live our lives and find a time to ignite.
Griffin Colapinto, you can see that wind chatter. Plumes of spray out the back as he tags it.
Solid one for Colapinto. Tags it again. Running into the semifinals.
And will there be time for Ciblic to get into this?
Big belt there, putting a lot into that power hack.
Screaming down the line. Oh, and he flies through the roof of that. And scores in here. Oh, he's turned the heat.
Well, this is it. This is likely, could be his last shot at it. So he's going to go big. You know that. He throws the air. Unbelievable. Sticks the landing.
A 10-point ride. A perfect 10.
It is going to be Italo. Loading up for something big. Gets the rail grab.
Oh my gosh, stomping that one perfectly.
Sawyer Lindblad provides some brilliance on the canvas here in Manu Bay. She is in the final. A 19-point combined total.
Carissa Moore is well and truly back.
Finals day, that first light, it revealed an incredible lineup.
Griffin Colapinto, Morgan Cibilic.
Morgan is the surfer in rhythm right now. Just can't put a foot wrong.
Second semi-final.
Wow. Jumping on the ski here. Our competitors on the beach. We have placed the event on hold.
Yes, the first time we activated the code red.
You know, the priority is the safety of the surfers and the staff.
Italo Ferreira for your viewing pleasure, folks. Get out of town, James Brown.
What a fight back.
Wow, huge result for Italo.
Carissa Moore has an oncoming section. She floats it. Carissa Moore, her 29th career championship tour win. Italo Ferreira is your champion, your new world #1.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcasts around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.